Reviewing the barley search results for 2025 by CitedMoon.com. I have been searching for the barley to begin the year since 2005. And I was taught how to do this by Nehemiah Gordon. I recorded this teaching at Falls Creek Falls in 2013, and I have not changed.
Say to them, when you come into the land which I give you and shall reap its harvest, you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest. So if you don't have first fruits, if you don't have the barley, you can't do this. It's first fruits. It's not last fruits. Because if you don't get the barley right at the beginning and you wait a few more days or weeks, it bends over and it drops its seeds, and then all you got is empty husks. And you're not going to give Yehovah the last of the crop. It's your first fruit. So it's important to determine when the barley is ripe. And that's why we use the barley to determine when the first month is going to begin. Because if you don't have barley, you can't do this commandment.
In early February 2025, a team of 5 of us were out searching for the barley, rain or shine, everywhere in Israel.
Shalom, it's Randy with Cited Moon. In Israel again for the 4th time. And I always feel it an honor and a privilege to be here in Yehovah's country. Being a part of the calendar, the barley search is just a huge, huge thing. I want to encourage you to make it a prayer for you so you can come out and be a part of this. We always need more witnesses. And today this year, we were super blessed with 3 additional witnesses compared to the last 3 years I've been here. So it was just super special this time. The only thing that we didn't get to see this year was the barley. It's definitely less than what we were anticipating come 12th month, but every year before we always thought we were going to have an extra month. And this year it does look like that's what's going to be. So it's okay. It's exciting. It's just something that we needed to come out and see for ourselves. We love coming out, walking the land, touching the land, feeling the land. You can definitely feel Yehovah while you're here. This is why they call it the promised land. This is our future home. And it's beautiful. You see behind me everywhere, there's just lemons, there's grapes, there's strawberries are just huge. It's always so fun being here with the brethren and but working for Yehovah. Man, it's the biggest, the craziest emotion. It's just something you just can't explain. All my years in Christianity, I never knew what I was missing out on. It's just something I was never taught. And so this is my 9th, 10th year keeping the Sabbath, keeping the feast. But like I say again, it's my 4th year actually being here, working, walking the land, so we can keep the calendar and keep his holy days at the right time. So again, just if you're not able to do it, just put it on your priority list. Be that woman in court that bugs the judge. Just ask Yehovah to let me come out and at least do it one time, so you can actually see how easy this is to do. The only thing that's hard is traveling the land. We put 2,000 kilometers on the vehicle this year, up and down, sideways, this way, that way, going and looking at past spots. Even looked at a couple future spots, something that we'll mark and we'll put on there and we'll check again, just because the barley was in a good spot. So not necessarily, I'm also a believer that what we did see is going to be ready in another 30 days time. So, but as of this year, my vote, my witness says that we are going to look, I'm looking to keep an 8-hour bet, and which is awesome. Like I say, it's okay. We're not making up any new rules. We just come out and we had to see it ourselves on the land. So again, I'm just super excited again to be here. I thank and praise my Creator, Yehovah, my God, for letting me walk, keeping us safe too. I'm telling you, last year was pretty crazy. The war was going on, just getting ramped up. We didn't have any explosions. No, we were super safe this year because he actually had a truce put in place, allowing us to come out here and be relaxed. Take our time, no rush, looking in, like, again, the spots that we know for sure, the ones that we've actually that we got to declare in times past, and it's just not ready. So again, I'm just thankful for being here, and this is my report for this year. I love you guys. Thank you again for the prayers, because we're okay. And those back home, thanks for letting me come. and your prayers as well. So signing off, Randy from Sighted Moon. Shalom.
SightedMoon.com and our followers then kept Passover and Wave Sheaf Day on Sunday, March 16, 2025. The Karaites kept Passover April 14th and Wave Sheaf Day April 20th, 2025. Then on March 17, 2025, Devorah Gordon made her first barley report.
For the next field, lots of barley that the heads have emerged. Here's one. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. That's a leaf. Let's try some more. Here I still see some flowering going on there. It's curious to try this one. Yeah, look at that. That's Aviv. It's still mushy when I try to squeeze it. See all that meat? Alright. More. I think we're getting the sense of what's going on here. Yep. That's Aviv. That's Aviv. Alright. That one's a bit mushy, but here it is. Quite a bit of starch. Needs a couple more days. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. That's Aviv.
7 times in this first field, Devorah declared the barley Aviv. In all the other 6 fields she searched, the barley was flowering or in the boot, and it was not Aviv. Devorah has confirmed our keeping of Wave Sheaf Day on March 16th was the right time, 1 day before her report. Becca Bitterman then made her own report on March 18th, 2025.
Exciting and shocking how far that field can travel towards mature in 8 days. I wanted to go back to the field from March the 10th that was in worm and check on the condition of the barley. Number one, I'm getting ready to get on a plane and go to the U.S. and see my mother, children, and grandchildren. And I had been praying that we would have closure on the barley before I got on the plane. So I knew also that we have had significant changes on the earth. We have not had rain on the earth in probably 10 or 12 days, and we've had very warm temperatures. So the earth has gone from looking very vibrant and green to looking more brownish and yellow as the water has evaporated from the earth and the heat has increased. The plants have really began to put their efforts into making a seed.
would know that I only accept a field, because Yeshua says in his parable that the field is the world, and the bad seeds are the seeds of the enemy, and the good seeds are the seeds of the kingdom. My paraphrase. So look, you see how brown that is down in there? But that barley is still green. I don't even know how much it would have in it, but I'm not checking here yet. I'm going right over here where we were before. Okay, so you're still seeing some later barley here. It's still a mixed field. So let's just start checking some of this. Some of this older barley has shattered. That has shattered. I'm not too surprised, as hot as it's been. There's actually quite a bit of it shattered, but you'd still really have a hard time putting your sickle in here.
On March 18, 2025, just 2 days after we kept Wave Sheaf Day on March 16, 2025, Becca declares the barley is already shattered.
That has shattered. I'm not too surprised, as hot as it's been. There's actually quite a bit of it shattered, but you'd still really have a hard time putting your sickle in here.
If the barley is shattering, why do people wait another 34 days for Wave Sheaf Day on April 20th, 2025? There will be no barley then.
That one's right nice. Very nice. This one is shattering as I touch it. The focus is not wanting to work with me. There's always a problem working alone. Plenty of starch down in there. Well, I basically set aside myself. I would harvest all of that. Let me use my stick, it's better. I would harvest all of that towards the tree, all of that. I would harvest all of this, and a lot of this, because once this is harvested, it's going to dry in 24 hours, all the way up there on that hill.
Both Devorah and Becca stated the barley was both aviv and shattering and ready to be harvested 2 days after we kept Wave Sheaf Day. You cannot harvest the barley until you make the wave offering on Wave Sheaf Day. Let us now hear what Yoel HaLevi has to say about the state of the barley. He goes out on March 30th, 2025 to look in the Jordan Valley.
So, second day of searching, we are in the Jordan Valley. As you can see, this is the Jordan over there. The barley here is shattered, which means that this was in a state of aviv quite a while ago, a week or two. I mean, we had a heat wave. I mean, it all depends on how much rain you had. All of this was wheat. All this was barley. This entire area was full of barley. You know, and the reality is, if this is also very sun oriented, this field, and with the very low amount of rain we had, and with the fact that we have you know, low rain, we had strange weather with hot, cold. You can see this barley is not very high either. This barley is 25 centimeters high, which indicates that it got very little rain. And the moment it went dry, we got this. This is very, very low. This is, as I said, I posted on Facebook. As I said, it affects it. This barely came out of the boot, by the way. You can see this. This one barely came out of the boot. It's inside. You can see I was able to pop it, but this shattered because of the fact that it basically, you can see it pops out. You can still even see some liquid. It shattered because it just went dry. Because that's what happens. It wants to survive, so it dies. It stops producing, and it dies out. Now, south of here, more close to Jericho, it's dead there. There's nothing there. So, which is expected, because the Jericho area, unless you get really close to the city and to the spring, the area around it is not really for agriculture. You get close to the city, there's a spring there's much more water, and then you can grow. But all of this area this is shattered. All around us, it's grazed as well. I mean, that's shattered as well. But this area last year was full of barley. So we were driving down from Jerusalem, east of Jerusalem, towards the Jordan Valley. Everything is grazed. We saw a lot of animals on the way here. We expected this. If there was more rain, this would be in the state of aviv. But as you can see, it stunted its growth because of the fact that there was almost no rain, and then it went hot and cold, which messes around with the plant cycle, and you end up with shattered grains, early shattered grains, which means if anyone would harvest this, would have harvested this like 2 weeks ago or something, maybe less. The stage of probably just past aviv, but again with more rain, and this is going to shatter in literally. I mean, some of this is already shattered, but again, let's see if I flick it. No, but it falls apart. It won't shatter completely. Give it another couple of days, and it will shatter. But it's already in that state where they separate like this, and then just fly away, and they continue seeding.
You now have 3 witnesses, all confirming the barley was aviv and shattering on March 17th, March 18th, and March 30, 2025. There are now 8 witnesses, these 3 and our 5, testifying by looking at the barley that wave sheaf day was March 16th. In spite of this evidence, Devorah, Becca, and Yoel, and all those who follow them, all kept Passover April 14th, 2025, and wave sheaf day April 20. They all kept wave sheaf day April 20th, even though their own testimony stated the barley was shattering and becoming unharvestable as early as March 17th, 18th, and March 30, 2025. The barley is the first of 7 species in Israel. The second witness from Yehovah will be the wheat. Shavuot is 50 days after March 16th, or is May 4th, 2025. 50 days after April 20th is June 8th, 2025. Let us now check and see what Yehovah shows us by looking at the wheat on those dates. This is the wheat field on April 20, 2025 around the Gaza Strip in Israel. This is the wheat field, April 25th, 2025 in Megiddo. The wheat harvest around the Gaza Strip began around May 12th, 2025. The wheat harvest aligns with the first fruits of Shavuot on May 4th, 2025. Devorah and Yoel do not look for the wheat. Becca does. Here's what she had to say. Becca inspected the wheat on June 1st, 2025, 1 week before she kept Shavuot. 50 days after April 20th is June 8th, 2025.
But this year, because of the drought, we have no fields of wheat to look at.
Complete transparency. We are at the end of the wheat time, and everything I touched shattered. Everything I touched shattered. If I tried to pull it or break it to bring it home, it shattered. If I tried to hold it to take a photo, it shattered. The stuff I brought home had shattered by 50%. By the time I could go from the field to my house. We are at the very end of the wheat harvest, according to the wheat that I could find on the land, which has not been much. So we're going to look at this wheat that I was able to find. And I want you to understand clearly that the wheat is on its last leg. Does that bother me? No. Would the wheat have been on its last leg 30 days ago? No. Will it be on its last leg in 30 more days? No. In this month, the wheat is on its last leg. What does that mean? It means I could not touch it to take a picture. It shattered. It means I could not harvest it in any way, shape, or form to get it home. It shattered. Let's just start here. I'm going to share. And again, this is not harvestable wheat. You cannot put the sickle to this. It will shatter in the field. It is absolutely on its last leg. It could not have been like this the month before. It could not be like this in the next month.
Becca has now confirmed for us that the wheat was past harvestable and shattering on June 1st, 2025. She has also confirmed for us in her own words that the wheat was ready a month before when we kept Shavuot May 4th, 2025. Genesis 4:3, and at the end of days, this is when Cain brought his offering, at the end of days. The word get, end, the end of time period or place or the end of something. The making of an end of something by cutting it, like a grain. Pay attention, summer, as the end of the season. Get, end, at the end of time, or as Cain was doing at the end of the season. Cain offered his grain offering, his minka offering, from the end of summer, the end of the harvest season, the stored crops. As Becca said, the end of the harvest season was June 1st, a full week before June 8th, when they kept Shavuot. Cain did not wave the wave sheaf of his first fruits. He took the stored grains, the common grains, the grain from the end of the season. Abel took the first fruits along with the firstborn lamb, and it was accepted by Yehovah. This is why Yehovah rejected Cain's offering. It was not the very first fruits. Cain delayed making his first fruits offering until the end of summer, and his offering was rejected. As Becca said, the end of the harvest season was June 1st, a full week before June 8th, when they would have kept Shavuot. The barley offering on April 20th, 2025, and the wheat offering on June 8th, 2025, would have been rejected in the same way Cain's offering was rejected. The only reason we search for the barley is to find the very first fruits, the very first omer's worth to offer on behalf of the nation. Otherwise, we are no different than Cain, bringing his offering from the end of the season. something Yehovah rejected the first time. The first witness to Yehovah's timing of his calendar is the barley. The second witness is the wheat. The third witness are the grapes. In the 5th month, on the 9th of Av, the spies brought back a bunch of grapes. Numbers 13:23. And they came to the valley of Eshcol and cut from there a branch with one cluster of grapes. And they carried it between 2 men upon a staff, and some of the pomegranates and of the figs. Having now proven the month of Aviv was the month before what all the other witnesses claimed, let us now count to the 9th of Av. The 9th of Av was on July 5th, 2025. For everyone else on the other calendar, it was on August 4th, 2025. Here's a video of green grapes being harvested on June 30, 2025. It is 1 full month before the August 4th date that the others are keeping. The 9th of Av was July 4th, 2025, according to our calendar, exactly when these grapes are being harvested. Here are red grapes being harvested on July 14th, 2025. Again, the July 4th date for the 9th of Av, according to our calendar, is aligning with the harvest being done in the land of Israel. Here are more red grapes being harvested on July 18, 2025. I want you to notice the dates because in a moment you're going to see something change. The 9th of Av was July 4, 2025. The first grapes were harvested June 30, 2025, again confirming our timing is synced with Yehovah. Red grapes are being shipped to the market on July 19, 2025, again confirming our timing is in sync with Yehovah's clock. Now notice the harvest is over. These grapes are being destroyed. They are not good enough to be sold. This date is July 22nd, 2025. July 22nd, 2025, and the grapes are now being destroyed. It's the end of the harvest. For the other groups, the 9th of Av was August 4th, 2025, but these grapes are at the end of the season on July 22nd, 2025. These 3 witnesses testified that barley was Aviv and starting to shatter March 17, 18, and 30. Devorah, Becca, and Yoel, and those who followed them all kept Passover April 14, 2025, and Wave Sheaf Day April 20th, 2025. They kept Wave Sheaf Day April 20, 2025, even though their own testimony stated the barley was shattering and becoming unharvestable as early as March 17, 18, and 30. They had no barley for their Wave Sheaf Day April 20th, 2025, no first fruits offering. Becca testified the wheat was shattered and unharvestable on June 1st, 2025. They would have kept Shavuot June 8th, 2025. They had no first fruits of wheat to offer. They were a month late again, an offering from the end of the season like Cain. The grapes were being harvested around July 4th when SightedMoon.com kept the 9th of Av. The first grape harvest was over and those remaining were being destroyed on July 22nd, 2025. Those keeping the 9th of Av on August 4th, 2025 were doing so at the end of the grape harvest, again, not the first fruits. You have now heard all the witnesses and seen the crops with your own eyes. You have now seen with your own eyes the state of the barley, the wheat, and the grapes, 3 of the 7 species being harvested at the proper time. All the other groups were keeping their feast day after the harvest was over, at the end of the season. This year, the fall feast, starting with Yom Teruah, is to begin at sunset August 24th or 25th, 2025. Will you now keep the holy days according to Yehovah's timing, as he has shown you in the land of Israel? Or has your heart become hardened like Cain? Are you going to keep the fall feast a month late in September or October 2025? You have seen the evidence. Yehovah has shown you when the holy days are by showing you when the crops are ripe. You have seen the evidence. Yehovah is now watching to see what you will do. Holy Day dates can be found at sightedmoon.com. Look under the Festival tab. Originally, we expected the Barley to be Aviv, Wave Sheaf Day, February 16, 2025. It was not. We declared a Nadar bet making Wave Sheaf Day March 16, 2025. See our newsletter, February 8, 2025. If the Barley was not Aviv on March 16, 2025, sightedmoon.com would have had to change and keep the Passover in April. But we had 3 other witnesses confirm our timing was right, but they did not change. The barley, the wheat, the grapes, and 8 witnesses on the ground all testify as to when the holy days should be kept. Do not harden your heart. Keep the fall feast at the proper time. Get the proper dates at sightedmoon.com.